2, 3. For the hall.
For the hall.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're the Hall of Heroes.
The hall.
All right. Episode 6,432. Thanks for sticking with us this long.
12,000 technical issues later.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sometimes you start a podcast and you're just like, it'll be easy because you have all the equipment and you think you're like technologically capable.
Yeah.
And technology proves you wrong.
We've already learned that technology just hates you in general.
It does.
Just you and specifically you alone.
I that's not a joke because I used to, like when computers were new, I told you, I swear there were times that I walked into a couple of the offices at school and the laptop or computer would just stop working.
So, what are we going to chat about today?
We've got a lot of events coming up.
Yes, we do. Got to stay busy.
Yeah. What I like about our events is that it's a combination of the storyline that you've written, which is a culmination of your D&D campaigns.
And all of our friends.
Whatnot, over X amount of years. And you've done a really good job at combining that together then to create like an immersive style event. And not just one. We have the murder mystery events and we have our vendor events that we throw.
Yep. Which we got a big one coming up next week.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard already, next week is our Gears and Bloom Steampunk-themed event.
I will be in rare form, for once not wearing leather.
Yeah, for once, Curvco will not be in his armor. He will be in a brand new steampunk outfit. I will also be...
Steampunk/pirate.
Yeah.
My Sky Captain vibe.
That's what's funny about steampunk and pirate. Realistically, you can combine the two styles together pretty easily.
Yeah, it's got that simple Victorian, late Victorian era look to it.
Yeah. And I guess it probably just depends on who you're talking to. Because, like, certain people, I think, attribute certain colors to certain things and whatnot. Like, steampunk seems very brown. I think very brown, like, light browns, dark browns, yellows, mustard yellow.
And yet here I am. Everything is black like my soul.
Oh, no, I was thinking that. I did the same thing with mine. But you can do that. That's fine. Again, if you just stick to, like, the Victorian theme.
That's,
And gears, hence the name.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that one because we've got a lot of really cool vendors for that event. We've got everything from we've got a steampunk author that's going to be. She's written some few books from what I've seen. And we've got a couple of my favorite folks. Autumn Moon is one of my favorite jewelers. I've bought from her for years. I'm really excited.
And of course, we've got our near and dear Brethren of the Great Lakes coming in and...
Yeah, our main sponsor.
Yep.
There are... Which we can talk about that in a little bit too, of being in... You're officially a real pirate captain now. So that's something we can also talk about.
Assassin, pirate captain... My resume is getting long.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Brethren of the Great Lakes because they're our main sponsor for the Gears and Bloom event next weekend. We love them. I'm personally affectionate towards them because I got my beautiful sword from them, which you can see in the Facebook event posted a video of it. It's really pretty. I can't wait to show it off. It's funny enough, again, pirate and steampunk go hand in hand.
It was just hilarious. I remember when we had the Assassin's Black Market, our first vendor event, you were just fawning over that sword for hours. You would just get up from our little merch table in the corner to just like walk over and you look down and you're like, oh, I love this sword so much.
Bought it. And then it turns out somebody did buy it.
Yep. You were like, oh man, it's gone. Back of my head, I'm just like, hey.
And magically it appeared in our car later.
Gee, I wonder how that ever happened.
Hey, I will never say no to any kind of good weaponry.
Buy her a sword. Always buy her a sword. That's romance logic 101.
I'll take flowers too if there's flowers and a sword. Like, that would be like...
I'll find a way to incorporate them together next time. Yeah, so we've got the Gears and Bloom event, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got pottery makers, we've got jewelers, we've got t-shirt makers, we've got 3D printers, We've got all these different types of vendors that are showing up, over 20 different vendors that are going to be available for the day. So we're really excited about that.
Yep.
But then, yeah, once that's happening from 12 to 6. And then after that, we're going to have our entertainment, which, yes, we did just book a fire spinner,
Yep.
which is going to be some in-between entertainment until our near and dear plethora, and shows my hair is covering, plethora. They'll be playing next week.
We're going to have to talk to Matt and just say, you're just our Hall of House band.
Basically.
They basically whatever we do at vendor events, we've always got plethora on deck for that.
We heart plethora.
Exactly.
No, but I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see everybody dress up too. We strongly encourage everybody to dress to the nines for the steampunk event. I'm going to have my camera there, my good camera. So I'll be taking photos for our page and everything and for the event. So that'll be really cool, really fun.
I'm definitely excited for a change of garb for this one, just to see how that is going to end up turning out.
Yeah, and I like the venue that we have it at is really nice too. Hearsay Brewing is, they've got the theater space inside and the big tap room area, and then there's the big beer garden in the back. And so the vendors will all be in the theater and the beer garden, but then there's the tap room area too where you can hang out and you can get food, you can get drinks.
Yep.
And then, like I said, in between the vendors and the entertainment, there's time for that as well, to just hang out and chill. It's going to be really fun.
See, we're going from that to our next murder mystery in April.
Yes. Before we get to that, though, real quick little heads up, little tiny plug. So I'll be putting out tomorrow pre-sale, which is technically when this video will come out, is a pre-sale for some Frosted Hall of Heroes beer mugs. If you've been to any of our events, you've seen this mug, and I've had people ask of us about it and about buying it. We will have only 8, but I will have 8 mugs available at the venue at this event next week. And there's going to be a pre-sale going live tomorrow, Saturday, today, whenever you're watching this.
But it'd be also, if you don't happen to be able to pick one up at the event, we do have them up on our website.
We do have them on their website. They're just going to be a little bit cheaper in person at the event.
Yep.
Just because I know there's been some people that have been asking about it, so we decided to have a few there. Plus, as a bonus, we added something new to our product shop. We added flasks, and so we'll have some of those available as well.
Perfect for filling with Irish whiskey.
Yes. And we'll have those available in person. But again, those are available online as well. They're a little bit more online, but then, the next non-vendor event that we just put out is the April Murder Mystery, which is going to be really cool. I'll let you explain.
Okay, so that one is, it's going to take place in a brief window in the Hall of Heroes storyline, because towards the middle, closer to the end of Season of the Raider, there's a part in the tale where my character dies.
Done.
Krivka has a very horrible experience with a necromancer and doesn't survive.
And if you have not gone and read any of this yet, and you're giving some sort of excuse as to why, the audiobooks are on our YouTubes.
Yep.
Just listen to them.
Yep. Honestly, I prefer listening to them than reading.
They're awesome. We put some background music into it and everything. It's
You've
really
definitely
nice.
captured the mood for a lot of those.
Yeah. And so it's caught up until part 2 of Season of the Raven will be out on Sunday. And then what is that? That's the whole first year then, and more a little bit.
Yep, that's like year 1.25. And then...
So no excuses anymore. If you haven't read it, you can at least listen to it.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of just throwing it on in the background and listening to it, which seems a little egotistical. So yeah, I wrote this, and I just want to sit and listen to it now.
No, it's nice. It's got a really good rhythm to it.
Yes, it does. Especially with the music added to it. It definitely enhances the feel of what I was going for. But anyway, so in Season of the Raider, Krivka dies.
Yeah.
And for our murder mystery, we're actually going to be playing a part in the storyline that wasn't really fleshed out in the story during the era of Instagram and Facebook posts to tell the whole storyline. So you get to play a part as members of the Assassin Guild trying to figure out who, what, and why did Kurfka die.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
And you get to help me.
Yep. We get to have you come in, which in the storyline, you don't show up until Season of the Raven.
Which is a couple seasons later.
But you personally, in the storyline, did have a part to play in bringing Kurfka back to life.
Because you, spoilers, explain that later in parts that aren't even out yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Parts that I've read.
Yeah. Yeah. That was around, I want to say, middle of Season of the Pack.
Yeah.
No, I think it's actually coming up in the current beginning.
Season of Awakening.
Where some of that is fleshed out a little more. Where it's explained that, yeah, you, Corpy, ran through the spirit world looking for Kurfka.
Right. Yeah, and that's mentioned during that piece. For those that may be confused because, I don't know, maybe you're here for the first time and are giving me excuses. We're talking about the storyline of The Hall, which is written by Ramsey, which has 7 seasons out total. I can't remember how many there are.
We're on 7th.
We're on the 7th season. Yeah, yep. Season of the Awakening.
Each season is like a short story as they were written, like condensed form. So if you were to actually read them, they're probably about 60 pages at most each.
Yeah.
Whereas the current season that we have up, Season of the Pack, was significantly longer than previous seasons. So in these seasons, things played out and we got to where we are now. So from that point, you get to play the part of these assassins that are on the case that get to help Corpy find the killer and solve the mystery of what happened to Kurfka. And in the process, give Corpy some aid in finding a way to bring Kurfka back from the dead.
So what can a player expect from one of these nights?
We have a significant amount of clues that will be scattered on the premises, as well as some interesting and unique dialogue options that players can try to get from the cast members if they push the right buttons.
What does that mean?
They've got to be able to first come up with the clues, and once they have enough evidence, go to whoever they believe is the suspect and just really put the heat on them.
Yeah.
Because the way it's written is you get to actually be a part in the Hall of Heroes world, and you are interacting with the people that the characters in the storyline are based on, which is fun. I like that. Now, what is your outlook at the murder mysteries?
Murder mysteries?
Yeah, what has been your favorite part of past murder mysteries we've done?
I think it's because I've been an actor in each one of them now. Each time it's been interesting to see what people think is a clue, what isn't a clue, and also just how people are thinking something's happening. It's what I imagine it's like being a DM of
That's
DMing
exactly,
a session. Is like
exactly what it
is.
is.
Sitting there watching people
just hammer their head against the wall.
And you're just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, I remember being out in the beer garden at one point and being like, are there people in the trees? There were.
Yeah.
There were people in the trees looking for things, and I was like, all right, guys, no.
It's a pretty intricate plot that we have going on, but it's not that deep. I'm not hiding clues up in a tree.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be climbing trees. Break my back.
I think the other thing was how easy it was to sway people to think exactly what you want them to. I'm not going to lie, you gave me nothing in the first one. And you said later, you were like, I did that on purpose. I wanted you to be like clueless and have nothing to say whatever. And what's funny about that is that then I accidentally convinced almost everyone that someone else was the killer that wasn't the killer just because I was fucking around and having fun.
Yeah, you definitely had a lot of people convinced that Siegfried was the killer.
Yeah.
Or Seamus.
Because again, you made me dumb, essentially, because you made my character knowledgeless.
I gave you.
So as a knowledgeless character, I was like, I don't know. I think it's Siegfried. Look at it's and honestly, I kept pushing Siegfried only because there was a boot print that was Sons of Sandlar, and he wears that. He's the only one in our group that does. So I was like, it's him. It's got to be him. I didn't actually think it was him. But I was amazed to see how many people ended up voting for him at the end because I just kept saying it over and over again.
That's realistically the best part about it, is watching people fall for the red herrings and go down these terrible rabbit holes that in no way are true. I
think my other favorite was NPC mode is like amazing. One of my favorite things to do. I think give me 3 lines and I'll piss off everybody. I was like, I had 3 different people again. I think I said this in one of the other episodes, but I had 3 different people tell me I was annoying. It was great.
You were just sitting there like an actual video game NPC giving the same 3 dialogue responses to their questions. And they're just like, really? This is what we're doing? Okay.
Yep. I'm excited for this one because it's going to be in a new venue, though, too. Dragonfly and Birch. That's a new... We're working with some new venue hosts. Really awesome venue host. Really excited.
Yeah, and I think that's what's fun is now we're starting to branch out and add new venues to our events. And I feel like that's going to make it a lot more fun because now I'm going to be able to tailor certain themed events to different venues.
Yeah. And that's because that's exactly where the theme of this one kind of came from. I felt like it was very organic that we sat there and then while we were doing the testing, you just...
for the mead testing we had there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you just came up with very easily on the spot the theme. And to me, that always is a good start to an event because our other ones that have been successful like that have been the exact same.
Yeah, it's just I kind of look at the area in the space that we're working with. I'm like, okay, this is the story, this is the theme, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And go.
Yeah, because that was what was fun about the first one is even the first one you did have it themed. It wasn't necessarily directly in the storyline like this one. It was just more of like a general one, almost like a one shot.
Yeah.
Where the guilds were coming.
Side quest.
Yeah, because it was all the guilds coming together too to do it, and that was what was fun too. Is watching all the guilds get really into it.
Yeah, that was a blast.
And the dead bodies, I will say, that we
are actors, and they're being reduced to a corpse in the middle of the game, and some of them did so well. Which we talk about a couple of those.
I bet there's so many people that were so excited to play dead bodies.
Oh yeah.
And that was what was so funny to me is I'm like, people don't want to necessarily act in it. They want to just be a dead body.
They just want to be a murder victim. They're just like, all right, just set me up. I'm going to die within the first hour. It'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. But this one's really cool too. I'm excited. This is our first dinner party murder mystery. This is going to include a medieval style dinner with it, which I think is going to be really fun. The whole venue is just very cute, very fun. But for anybody who is listening and is interested, it's going to be limited tickets. So if you're interested, get your tickets quick.
The space is only so big.
Yeah. And there's very limited. We put a few VIP tickets on there. VIP tickets, a special edition Hall of Heroes mug, along with an extra clue for the murder mystery itself.
And maybe Kurvka might be inspired in the game to do something else too. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how generous of a patron I feel like
VIP members might have an extra little bit of sway with Kurvka too. So
yeah,
keep an eye out.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that.
But again, it's a very small venue, so there's only, I think, 30 tickets total available. If you're thinking about going, definitely get your tickets ASAP. And yeah, because then after that,
then we've got our May the 4th event.
Yeah.
And that one's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The last Star Wars event we did was a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. We've already gotten a couple of really cool vendor applications for that.
We got to get you a lightsaber.
My own lightsaber? Yeah, we might need to get the boys their own lightsabers first, though. Well, especially my little Darth Vader.
He's got one already. And I've got the one that I've got. I'll just give to Z. It'll be fine.
I say they need something a little more. They're a little rough right now. I would be afraid they would break them.
Yeah, those extendable ones. Yeah, those don't.
No, they're.
We got to get them the actual, the ones that you can actually use for fighting.
No, but I could see that. Well, that's why I was saying too. Is like those little wooden swords. I guess they technically have little wooden swords.
We'll figure something out for them.
Yeah. Okay. They're fine. We need the lightsabers.
Yes, it's for us. We need adult-sized lightsabers, which will be pretty easy to find. I know where to go to get them.
But that one was cool because I think it's like a combo. We were combining Star Wars and Renaissance themes together.
Yeah.
Which I know we're into both. So I think
most of our friends are too.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool to just combine both of those together. And
I'll definitely be channeling my inner Sith Lord for that one.
Yeah.
Much like I did the last time. We'll have to get some good photo ops of me and Ruben having another Force duel. It was funny, the last Star Wars event, Ruben walked in full Jedi outfit, and I looked at him, I'm like, why do you look so much like Qui-Gon Jinn?
You said that before. Yeah. Yep.
Embracing his inner Liam Neeson. But yeah, so that one's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've got a few others in the works for the first part of the summer, and that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I'm excited for the one. I hope we can't say anything yet because we don't have anything solidified, but I really hope that goes through because that one is going to be really fun. Yep. Really fun.
It'll be a perfect thing for that time of year.
And then we're going to have Murph coming up. We've
got all of it. There's the Canterbury Medieval Fair, then into Mid-Michigan Enchanted Forest.
Yep.
And then
where we started last year.
Yeah.
That's where our little adventures began last year, was Enchanted.
I was like, come on, we're going outside.
Whether you like it or not.
And then we just spent the rest of the summer out at different fairs.
Yeah. Which hopefully we get to go to more. We've got a couple of our people are in Sherwood right now, which I'm jealous about. Wish I could be there. Yeah, I know there's a couple others that are starting up here, but I think fair season really kind of starts around that same time, June, July, August.
Yeah, it's like the end of May, first part of June is when the Canterbury Medieval Fair is. That one's always been fun.
I have yet to be that. So I have yet to go to that one yet. I meant to go last year.
Yep. It's funny because that was the first outing for Hall of Heroes as a entity.
Yeah.
After we formed after the 2022 Michigan Renaissance Festival, that next spring in 2023, we're like, all right, let's go check out. There's a fair at a castle. Why wouldn't we go there?
Yeah.
And like we were talking last week with Ruben, within the first 5 minutes, we just immediately got Seamus arrested.
As you do. You have to do that right away.
Yeah. What's fun is we like to, so the jailers kind of love us at every fair because we start bidding wars. There was a day where I believe me and maybe Ruben, we were going double the cost to get out of being arrested and have it flipped to arrest the other one.
Oh my God. Yeah. Of course they love that.
Yeah. Cause it's $5 and you can get your friends arrested at a Renaissance festival. I think we had it up to $40 or $60 before finally we're like, somebody okay, caved. Just take me to jail. Yeah.
That's funny.
And we do that every time. It gets a little ridiculous.
I allowed you guys to arrest me once last year.
Yep.
I'll probably allow one more.
Made for some pretty good video content.
Yeah.
Oh, then I had to get arrested. No, I was arrested with you when that happened.
Yeah. That's
I don't even remember who had us arrested.
That's the only time I got arrested last year, because otherwise I don't get arrested. I don't know. Nope.
Yeah. But it was fun.
It is a fun experience. I think my thing is I've just been going for so long. That piece it's a great thing, I think, for.
Oh yeah, if you're new to Ren Fair,
or even going with like big groups, and especially
arrest your friends. Always arrest your friends.
Yeah, no, that's super fun. That totally makes sense. That tracks.
Quality social media content.
Yeah, and they make you do all kinds of funny
Oh,
things. And that was what was funny is,
yeah.
because our friends paid extra to make sure that we had to do like our own dance because we were up there with everybody.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, everybody go. And we went to get off, and they're like, no, you three stay on. And we're like, I'm sorry, what? And they're like, you get a special dance.
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, did we have to write stockades with our butts?
We wrote something with our
Yeah.
butts. Yep. I just posted that video on TikTok because I was just editing it, but I put it in no super speed. It's just us wiggling our butts.
Yeah, that's a sight I'm sure nobody ever expected to get from me.
Hey.
Oh, here we are. But yeah, so we've got quite a year lined up ahead of us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I definitely think that at some point this summer, we've got to make our way to Bristol.
Oh my God. We keep talking about that though.
It's
I'd
going to
love
happen.
to make it to Bristol. We would.
We'll drag some of our assassins with us and go invade another fair. It was a lot of fun bringing, what was it, me, you, Christian. I think that was about it for our guild members when we went to, oh no, Bobby was there too.
Yeah.
Yep, when we went to Ohio.
Yeah. We did it last minute, so not a lot of people could go to that one.
We're a little too
Well, and
impulsive at times.
there was a couple of our group members that were going like a week or two later too,
Yeah.
that we couldn't go to because of kids. So that's also our issue that we run into sometimes is we're unfortunately bound by our children's schedule.
Yep. But at the same time, it's real fun getting to take them to fair with us.
Yeah, no.
In fact, I'd say I prefer sometimes where we have both the boys because it's funny watching them police each other.
Yeah, no, I like bringing them places together, but fair in general, they're good together. They keep an eye out on each other, and then Z's really good about helping Seth be less afraid of things.
Yep.
So,
Like horses.
yeah. That's been fun too, as our monthly D&D nights have been...
They've been a blast. We've been getting
Yeah.
a pretty good turnout, and it's fun seeing the recurring characters coming back for more each time.
Yeah.
What's supposed to be just a monthly one-shot session has slowly evolved into a campaign in its own right.
That's what's, again, it's cool because like they are all one shots, so anybody can come in and pretty much do anything. Or
Yeah.
It's just pretty much there to have fun. Garb up, role play, roll some dice.
Hopefully do
have
better
some
than
fun.
Ruben and Hamat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many ones. So many ones. It's going to stare off into the distance. That 1,000-yard stare. All the ones that they roll.
Oh gosh.
You're just a ball of chaos on our one-shot nights.
I think that's just my rule to play in D&D.
Very true.
I'm very structured in real life, but I'm very chaotic in role play.
Yep. Because you're definitely still in that phase where you're like, I can do this. I'm going to do this. How about that? What can't I get away with?
I was gonna say, it depends on my mood too. Like the second time, figuring out that I can fish, I was just sitting in the corner rolling my dice, and every once in a while just tapping you and being like, hey, what does a 23 do?
Yep.
And you're just like, go away.
They're trying to have a huge dialogue with NPCs. Meanwhile, you're off on the side. You're like, I'm trying to catch fish by cutting their heads off in the water.
Yep.
And that's fair. That's fine. I love the chaos.
Gotta bring the chaotic element, because that's how people got fish thrown at them, and then they were fed.
Very true.
Not wrong.
So that's been one really good thing about all of these events, between the D&D nights, the murder mysteries, the vendor events. Like, we're getting to the point where we want to do more events. So if anyone is knowledgeable of certain venues in the Michigan area that would be interested in hosting Hall of Heroes, we're open to travel. Have garb, will travel. But yeah, that's realistically what I'd love to do more of, is branch out and have events in different towns, different places. We have a lot of people that we know in multiple areas of Michigan, and it would be cool to bring what we do every month in the Ann Arbor area elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm totally open to traveling.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, how about for you? What's your favorite idea of a venue?
The venues that we would want to go towards would be something different. Like I would say we'd like to host at venues that just have that
Tavern vibe.
Yeah, like Renaissance Tavern, brick.
Yep.
Underground bars are cool. Speakeasies, that kind of thing.
It definitely fits the theme for the Assassin's Guild and the storyline too.
Yeah, so that would be what I would like to see more of, is working with more venues that are a little more aesthetically what we would want them to be.
Yeah.
But that's the designer in me.
It's like you're picturing the storyline and you're like, I want this to be in this location from the story.
Yeah, basically. I think that just helps with the immersion, and that's what we're looking for. Is we want to make our events as immersive and as truly intricate as we can, which the venue being aesthetically what we need it to be is key.
I think for this episode, that kind of covers it. We've got a lot of things in the works for this summer. We've got a lot of fairs coming up that we have to go to. And we hope to see a lot of you, if not at our events, then definitely at one of these different Renaissance festivals we'll be at. Just keep an eye out for this giant flag and you'll see us. But yeah, so as always, thanks for listening, and give us a like, a follow, share. And you can find us on all social media platforms. For the most part, just look for Hall of Heroes A2 or simply Hall of Heroes. Our website is halloftheheroes.com, which this lovely woman designed for us. And yeah, for the Hall.
For the Hall?
Be your inner child. Be the biggest geek you want. We love you for it. Please join us. Come and be geeky with us.
Come be weird with us. It's fine here.